Hey everyone, welcome to Our Small Footprint. My name is Nyssa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. I'm quickly recording this because we look like we're going to get a storm, so I need to get this done, and I should have done it yesterday, and I didn't. So this is our monthly food hamper that we receive from Aberdeen Pantry. Now, Aberdeen Pantry is a local not-for-profit group run by Peter and Lois, and they do monthly food hampers that are accessible to everyone in the community. So anyone is able to access it. You don't have to have healthcare cards or anything like that. You just have to contact Lois and Peter and pre-purchase a hamper. They happen once a month. They let you know when it's going to happen. There's a Facebook group and all that sort of thing. The hampers are $50 each, and you get whatever you get. Some months are better than others, as whatever the availability is. Some months have more meat and less dry products. Some months have more dry products, less meat. It really you just pay the $50 and you get what you get. Now, every month they are worth far more than $50, and so that's the trade-off there. They also have access to fresh produce most months, and they get some bins of fresh produce, and you can purchase that as extras. Sometimes it works out at different prices, and there was some prices for different things, like I think the cauliflower was 2 for $5 or $2 or something along those lines. But I always just say it's a gold coin donation. It used to be just a gold coin donation, which in Australia is a $1 or $2 coin, and you get a bag of each of the veggies. Now, sometimes they have different pricings on a per item or a per couple of items basis and things like that. And it's advertised as that, and you can purchase that. They also have a pantry store that is open a couple of times a month. So not only on hamper day, but a couple of times a month. And they have lots of bits and pieces, quite often the stuff that's already been in hampers previously that they've had surplus of, and things like that. Some freezers full of frozen meats, all that sort of stuff. It varies what they have available, and you can purchase from there as well on hamper day or on that other Saturday that's available. So it's a wonderful service and availability of something in our community, and Peter and Lois have been doing that for us for, I think this is is it 2 years that I've been doing it and sharing it each month? I'm not sure, but it's been going on a while, and it has its ebbs and flows depending on the season and what's available. But as I said, it's always worth more than that $50, which is fantastic. The other thing that I wanted to share too was that I got a bulk meat delivery. So I've got both of those recorded. They were 2 days apart that I had mentioned. So because we're doing the ketovore this month, I wasn't sure on quantities of meat. And when I got home and worked it all out, had a fair bit of chicken and not a lot of red meat and things like that. And I wasn't entirely sure what we were going to do. So I have purchased half a cow before, but I don't find it particularly efficient for us. For a start, it's a lot of meat and a lot of mince and sausages, and I already buy mince. I buy the beef trim to turn into mince from Costco at $9.99, which is a good price. And I also make most of our sausages, and we prefer pork sausages to beef. So it doesn't really work for me. And you get a fair few bits and pieces of stuff that we managed to make work. Like we still ate them, but they weren't our choice. So I was looking around and I found Meatonline.com. And I think it's more of a wholesaler for restaurants than anything else. And they sell things by the carton. So you have to buy a carton of each meat product. They have specials on each week. I get an email with the specials, and they have cartons of things. So like one of the cartons that we bought was chuck roast. And so it's around about 20 kilos in a carton of chuck roast, and you have to buy that whole carton. I contacted them to see if I could get some shipping to us out here, and they were willing to deliver to MILLMERRAN. So MILLMERRAN's about half an hour away, but we go there regularly, twice a week, 3 times a week sometimes. So that was fine. We could organise to go and meet them there. So what we did was we organised an order. It ended up costing $100 in delivery, and a neighbour also got one of the cartons, so I got 6 cartons all up, and it ended up being about 88 cents a kilo. So even with the 88 cents a kilo for the shipping, the price of the products was really good. So I'm going to share that as well. So here, we'll go the meat first. Here's the meat, and I'll put some numbers up on the screen as well as the pricing, because I forgot it while I was trying to do that. So this was the meat order that I got on the Friday. Got a box, a carton. So the 6 cartons was for the delivery for the $100. So one of the cartons I got was these chuck roasts. So it came in 3 packs. I assume these are a chuck in each, though might look up the thing and cut them smaller portions and freeze them to roast like in the smoker, maybe half at a time, maybe a whole one. I don't know. I'm gonna see how I go with that. But chuck roasts. These were the grain-fed ones. There was a bunch of different types. This was the particular one that I tried this time. I got the streaky bacon, the Bataki streaky bacon, and this was on sale for, I want to say $14 a kilo. I'm going to put the pricing up on the screen though, because I can't remember off the top of my head. And it was a box of 6 of these, 6 kilos, and just some really nice looking streaky bacon for heaps cheaper than I pay for it. I got a box of ribs. Again, I'll look up the pricing for these, but heaps cheaper than the Costco ones, and the Costco ones are pretty cheap. They're baby back ribs, so the really like nice meaty ones rather than the lots of bone with not much meat. And it was, I think it ended up being 8 kilos or something, 8 by 1 kilo packs or whatever. Again, I'll detail it out once but I want to get all this in the fridge. So a bag each of like these ribs, so we can just put them in the freezer, pull them out to defrost and use them in the smoker as well. I also got a box of chicken tenders. These were on special this month, so that was $6.50 a kilo, I think. And it's 4 5-kilo bags of just chicken tenderloin. So with that new keto crumbing, and the kids can have it with buttermilk and things like that. So it's just a box with 4 5-kilo bags in there. And then they also had the diced bacon on special. So I thought this would be really good so that we can use it for any sort of cooking type stuff. And it's basically the same bacon anyway, so that's really cool. So this was, I'll put the price on the screen, I can't remember, but it was very cheap. I'm going to stick it in the freezer. We can use it for the kids for pastas. We can use it as, you know, with scrambled eggs in frittatas, all sorts of things. So I wanted to grab that as well. So we're going to use the smoker for the chuck roasts and the ribs. I've already used some of the chicken. You'll get that in one of the next processing, like one of the meal planning, processing, preserving videos. I kept one of most things out in the fridge and then froze the rest of it, because some of it already came frozen anyway, but that means that we can just pull one out to defrost each time we want to use it. And I'm really happy so far. So they do have things like, you know, rib fillet and stuff, rolls of rib fillet and things like that. But of course, even though it's good pricing, like say it's less than $30 a kilo, and $30 a kilo is what I paid at the butcher for the most recent one, you still have to buy like 20 kilos of it. So the overall price of the carton is quite high, which is fine if I have that cash to spend. And if I'm going to do it, then I will do it as it'll be like every second month or something. So I buy a large quantity of it every second month or something. And then, or 3 months, since my grocery runs are every 2 months. Maybe it'll be every 4 months. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how we go. But I definitely think it's worthwhile price-wise, but also stops me having to transport it along with my other groceries from Costco and the butcher. So depending, I'm still going to hunt for specials where I go, still buy a lot of my normal stuff from where I normally buy it, but this is going to be another great option, and predominantly for beef and what's on special there. The bacon and stuff though was great prices too. So we'll see how we go with that. And then this is the hamper for the month. So this is November's Aberdeen Pantry hamper. So this month's hamper, we got in the hamper, we got 1 bag of the potatoes, a cookie dough and gelato bites, whatever this is, some wheat bix, some sorbent antibacterial wipes. We've got a 1 kilo of rice, some Chinese fried rice seasoning, a couple of protein bars, a stock pot sensation, some tinned veggies. We got peas and carrots and some corn, and then we have baked beans and spaghetti, a jar of shish kebab marinade. There is a couple of soft drinks, a sugar-free lemonade and a standard lemonade, as well as a jar of the Napolitana pasta sauce and a carbonara sauce. There is 2 Master Foods tomato sauces and a bottle of Dettol spray. We also got hot cross bun fudge, whatever that is, and some of the vapor drop lozenges, which is actually going to come in handy because there's still children coughing. We've got 3 packets of the macaroni dried pasta, a packet of Parmesan oat crackers, the hot and spicy onion rings. There are 4 loaves of bread. In the cold and frozen stuff, we got some mince, some chicken breasts and some sausages, as well as a couple of bags of the frozen mashed potato and some carrots, and a few of the frozen meals. So pork stir fry with rice, cottage pie, a creamy tomato chicken and ricotta, and another pork stir fry. We also got this box of fruit and veg. So there's some cauliflower, which is great, some broccoli, some lettuce. They're all very handy to have. And then the extra fruit and veg this month, that we got some apples, we got some green beans, some tomatoes, and it's a box of broccoli. Apparently, it's not open at the moment, but there's a box of broccoli as well. Darryl also went to the shop, and 4 extra bags of the potatoes. Darryl also went to the pantry store like he always does, less to buy stuff for us this month because we're not eating much of it. Some bubble teas, some rice cakes. Surreal went with him this trip, so that was obviously her choices. So a razor apparently that she needed, and some dried apricots for the kids, some raspberry Pepsi, and a non-dairy Ben & Jerry's. So that was this month's hamper. And the kids have enjoyed eating all the treats out of that all within the first day, as they do, because they're children and they have no self-control. So they've also had fun with the boba and stuff that was bought from the pantry, and having bread, because I've been baking stuff for them, but not as much as normal because Darryl and I aren't eating it. So I've been a little bit slack with getting it. I need to bake some bulk stuff and get it all sorted for them. So they've enjoyed having the sandwich bread as well to have with the more keto style meals that I'm cooking for lunch for Darryl and I. They've been having that with whatever I put on the side, but having the bread has made that a bit easier for them. They've already finished all the wraps that I bought this month. I don't know how or why, but they have. So that was this month's hamper. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys on the next video, the next one should be another meal prep planning preserving video. It will depend on the weather a little bit because I have to be able to come out here to film it, though I do have my new mic and I'm hoping that this is working nice and clearly with sound, but I still have to find somewhere somewhat away from my children to be able to film the voiceover. So we'll see how we go. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.